Engineering freshers today are doing everything they are told, finishing degrees, enrolling in coachings, collecting certifications. Yet when it comes to real jobs, most of them aren't still job ready. And in today's episode of the Daksh Mavani Show, I am joined by Gaurav, an RTL and verification engineer and the creator of VLSI for All. We talk honestly why there's such a gap in engineering and the implementation in the industry, why mindset plays a bigger role in today's life of students, and what do you need to unlearn to grow. And if you're an engineering student or a student trying to understand the landscape of VLSI, then this conversation is for you. And happy 2026 to everyone. Happy Sankranti. All right, Gaurav, welcome to the Daksh Mavani Show. I hope you are doing good. So, and for the people who don't know, Gaurav is already working in the VLSI field, and he's having his own YouTube channel as well, which is all about VLSI. It is over 10K subscribers as of now. And congrats on that, Gaurav, first of all.
Thank you.
Right. So, starting off with an important question in today's age for the youth of EC, you could say, what is the current reality of semiconductor industry in India, especially now? You can think about the job market or the engineering status also.
So basically, we have a lot of job openings in semiconductor domain compared to IT domain. We do have a lot of job openings, but the main issue we are facing is the companies are looking for skilled candidates, not for the graduates. They are looking for the skilled candidates.
Hmm.
So they expect you to learn everything after you graduate, and they're not expecting you like you come into the company and you get trained in the company, but they are expecting you to be already ready, industry fit. Yeah, so you might find more openings in the future also compared to now. You might find more openings in fabrication side, or you can think of physical design side. So there may be a lot of opportunities.
Right. Just before this episode, I did another one, with the founder of VLSI System Design, VSD, that is, Mr. Kunal
Okay.
Ghosh. So, I asked him about the same thing as well. And, he gave me a good definition of, what are the skilled candidates, which companies are expecting in today's day. So, again, I would want to ask you the same question. Like, when you tell the term skilled, in what terms do the students need to be skilled so that, they can enter the field?
Exactly. So basically, what happens is when we tell any student like you are supposed to be skilled candidate, then the basic thing they are going to do is they are going to refer some particular set of problems. Like let's say suppose if we tell them to learn Verilog, then
Hmm.
what they are going to do is they are going to learn just what is a full adder, what is a half adder. They are going to learn the Verilog code for full adder, half adder, and a set of codes. Like I'm a trainer, I'm working as a trainer as well as a product development engineer. So we teach them the basics, like how to design a combinational circuits and how to design a sequential circuits, and they're only restricted to that particular part. They're not going to next extent the application level. Like let's say suppose if we have told them how to design a simple SIPO, serial in parallel, right?
Hmm.
So they only know how to design a SIPO, that's it. They don't know where to use that particular thing. So companies are expecting the students or the engineers to be in this particular domain. Like if you have learned a particular thing, where you can use it, SIPO. If I ask someone, like recently have conducted an interview and asked him a simple question like, we know already a SIPO, but where you are going to use it? So he's getting confused, like where exactly he can use that particular application. So this
Hmm.
is, I think this is what they are expecting. The company people are expecting application oriented mindset.
Hmm. Now, when we think about application oriented mindset, I would like to ask you this. How can a student, like, see, mostly the people who would be listening to this podcast are from the fourth years or the third years mostly. If someone is in MTech, well, good for them. They still have the chance to, actually develop their careers here also. But suppose, I'm learning something, okay, in Verilog or, whatever the concept you could say in, the coding side as well. How do I, shift my mindset about, learning that one particular thing and applying across all the different things which I know about? Like just now you said, about the full adder example or the CPO example, right? So if I were
Exactly.
to learn serial in parallel out right now, how would I know that I would need to apply it somewhere else as well? And what should be the mindset for that?
So let me take my example. So if I'm a student and if I'm learning for some particular interview or something, so what I would do is first I will learn the basics, like how to develop the basic things, like a full header or a CPO or piece or something, right? Next, my aim will be learning some protocol related things, like it may be a UART protocol or it may be I2C or it may be RISC-V. Let's take a simple UART protocol. In UART protocol design, we will have a simple master and a slave, and the master will convert that particular packet into serial format. So
Hmm.
in that particular case, we need a piso. So if you find that particular piso, you might immediately strike that okay, here we are going to use that particular piso, and you can also research like where and all I can use this particular piso. So I think you start developing different protocols or you start developing different IEEE projects so that you will find these applications. Generally, what we do as a student, we will not do any project in our. Most of us we don't do any projects in our college level. We usually buy it. Most of in our AP and TS, we usually buy it.
Right.
So that is what we recommend you to just do or just explore the projects. In IEEE projects, there are lot of projects where you can learn lot of stuff. For example, recently we are seeing we were studying about some adder architecture where instead of ripple carry adder and carry look ahead adder, they were using another type of adder like Coxstone adder. So we came to know that okay, there is other than this type of adders where we use. So we can explore this kind of architectures if you study some papers or journals. That will really help you a lot.
Hmm.
And we usually ignore them. We think that is a theory oriented or research oriented.
Right, because I'm also a student right now. I'm also in third year only. When I tend to see this IEEE papers or any kind of a research paper, you go on Google Scholar and search about the paper. You'll find many papers. But again,
Exactly.
how would we learn from it? And how can we actually use it in our daily lives? Also, that is one question which rises in our mind. So again, I would like to ask you this again. Ki you mentioned about IEEE projects and a new adder, which I didn't know about, Coxstone adder. Now, how can a student, understand and simplify and, increase their knowledge from these kind of papers?
It's 2025 and it's 2026 actually.
Oh, yeah,
So we
true.
have a lot of exposure to AI. So just if you do like what I will do, like if I got to know a simple architecture or new architecture, then I will take a simple screenshot of that and I will put it into Gemini or ChatGPT or something. Then it will like it will peel off the banana and it will simply explain you each and everything. So I think it will, if you utilize this particular AI, it will make your job very easy for explaining the things. And many people, what they do is after they will not study anything, like they will not try to understand, but they will try to take the code which is presented that and they will put it in their resume or something. But it is not recommended. What I recommend them is like once try to understand what it is telling and once try to understand what it is explaining about that particular block, and from that explanation you can start coding on yourself after getting the thorough knowledge.
Hmm. With coding, one more question rises. Now, few minutes ago, we were having a conversation on VHDL and Verilog. So, if a student he does any of these two, how can he start coding from his own? Because what we tend to see is okay, there are three types of data flow. You can code in anyone, and again, so on. What there are codes available online. Just copy paste into Chat GPT, understand it. That's you are done for the day. But as we discussed earlier, that we are moving into an application oriented world. So how can a person, start understanding coding of Verilog and actually improve their coding proficiency in that?
So basically, there are two stages where you can learn Verilog coding. The stage one is completely understand the basics, syntax, and the working. And stage two is there is a very one good website which is known as HDL Bits. I think you already aware of that. So it's a very good website where you can actually think problematically, like you can enhance your problem solving skills. So I think it's a very good website. So what you can do is, you can just, after learning all the syntax and how Verilog code actually works and everything, you can just explore that website, and there are literally a lot of questions where you can explore them, and you can improve your problem solving skills.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But again, one more thing is online, even we know that, there are these many websites like HDL Bits, as I said. And for the people who don't know, we are mostly speaking about the design verification side of things, which is, the front end part of the VLSI. And, we have these tools online, but how come it is that, students mostly miss out on these things? Because what I see from my perspective, and from my LinkedIn as well, people are not aware of these things. When they think about VLSI, they don't think about hands-on experience or the projects which they are building. They mostly think in gate oriented way. That if I study for gate, if I do MTech, I get into a good college, that's it. I'm done for the day, I'll get a good job. But we see the situation is shifting. But so yeah, what is the mindset which is holding them back?
Uh, the gate oriented way which you were talking about, actually, it's also a very good option, because as soon as we have completed our BTech, we are not expected to be getting any job in VLSI industry nowadays. Like 5 years before, it was a different scenario, but now it's a different scenario. Like, due to this recession or whatever may be the things, the jobs are less compared in the market, and we don't know in the future it may increase, but
Hmm.
it is less now. The very good option is, writing a gate is a good option, because it will definitely open many opportunities if you got a very good score, and if you get a very good college in MTech. And the second thing is, people are not utilizing this, as we have talked, social media, like especially LinkedIn. So there are a lot of resource persons who are openly ready to help their juniors, and people generally ask referrals. That's it, and they don't at least try to have a conversation about the technical things. So I think this is where they are lagging. So if people are open, and if they find any good resource person on LinkedIn, and if they try to have a technical conversation with them, so that they will come to know the exposure, like what is happening in the industry.
Hmm. But again, when we think about social media now, Instagram, everyone is on there scrolling reels or creating content. Just like me, there are many people also who create content. But LinkedIn is a very different side of things. You if you are creating content also nowadays, there's one more trend. I want to speak about this. Um, People are making LinkedIn as Instagram. Have you seen that?
Exactly.
People are posting their stories. Today when I went to the shop, I found this worker, and they were this employee. So many stories. People are
Exactly.
misusing LinkedIn also for that. But again, jokes apart, what I believe LinkedIn does is, it increases your network. First thing, the quality network, which helps you, build your career in your particular domain or the field which you have chosen in. So again, for
Yes.
the students, I wanted to ask you, people like me, okay, that is fine. They can use LinkedIn properly. But for me also, 1 year back or 2 years back, I did not post anything. I did not have a profile picture. It was a very blank LinkedIn. I, slowly got up from there. But again, I would like you to address the same thing. How can a student who is in a tier 3 college can actually utilize LinkedIn for the VLSI field?
Okay. Not exactly for the VLSF field. What we have done, we also, like when we are studying in third year or second year, we don't know what is LinkedIn at all.
Hmm.
So from our senior, we came to know that you need to have a LinkedIn profile for getting a job. That and all we know. Okay. So we don't know what is LinkedIn, and we don't know how to make a connections. We just simply open YouTube, and we just seen a template. So what they have shown is, you need to be professional, and they also recommended you to take some help of AI for making your bio and something. And one more thing I wanted to say here is, like, they told to take the help of AI, but not exactly to copy everything from the AI. So when we see some messages on LinkedIn also, the messages we get from the people or the students, it will be so robotic. It will not be in a human conversation.
Understood.
They will just copy that particular message and they will just paste it. That's it. And if someone asks for referrals also, they will ask whether you are due for them, like you have taken some money and you're due for them, is it okay, is it completed, are you am I selected, am I selected, like for every 1 hour we got some messages
Oh
literally.
God.
What I recommend is in LinkedIn, be patient. Okay. And be patient, and everyone is working and everyone is busy. So you need to be very patient. And coming to building your profile, so there are a lot of many good videos on YouTube which you can follow and which you feel they are good. You can follow not only for VLSA, and it may be any domain. You can follow them and you set a proper template. Don't try to be very fancy or something. Just keep a neat profile and profile picture and neat bio. That's it. And experiences, good experiences. That's enough. That is more than enough for anything.
Right. Again, when we speak about LinkedIn as well, many people have this imposter syndrome. Now, if you know about imposter syndrome, it is basically you know I'm trying to be someone who I am not. Now, see if yeah.
Exactly.
Now I'm speaking to you. You are already doing a job in VLSI field, etc. But I am not doing that. So I have this sense of insecurity that oh my God, I don't know this. How can I speak with that person? So how do you think we can change that mindset as well?
Exactly. I've seen some people, like they don't know anything, but they try to just take the prompts and keep the pictures and everything. So it depends upon the mindset. On LinkedIn and other social media platforms, if you try to impress someone, no one is going to get impressed, or no one is going to see your profile because everyone is busy. And finally, your technical skills matter most in your interviews. How you are performing, that matters most.
Right.
And yes, exactly. In LinkedIn also, we get some referrals through HRs. HRs also visit our profile, and that is true. But it is in rare cases. Nowadays, it's rare, very rare.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So if HRs are not reaching out to us, so we should reach out to everyone possible, whatever is possible in our network.
Possible. Yeah, but
Okay.
we should be little bit patient.
Oh yeah, of
Not,
course. In expecting the
yeah.
replies. Okay.
Exactly.
Right. So as I told earlier as well that we don't know anything. We have this imposter syndrome. Do you think it is the fault of our curriculum as well that many people suggest that EC curriculum is very outdated and the EC industry. I'm talking about embedded systems or IoT or the VLSI field. They expect a lot from us, but we are not able to deliver that. So do you think there is a gap between the education system and the practical world here?
Not exactly, because I was talking with a professor recently. So this came to my mind also. So the answer which he given is, without a foundation, you cannot build a complete building, right? So foundation is literally important. Without studying the basic things in your BTech or UG, you cannot expect to be a very good professional. We may also complain, we don't have that much, we are basically facing, we are there is a gap between our bridge and academic industry, we basically complain. But if they try to include some extra concepts, or if they try to change our syllabus also, we are not ready to accept it. Like, let's see, if we have 5 chapters, from the 5 chapters only, generally the mindset of the student will be, okay sir, please give me important questions for passing my exam, or we will start trying to study before night of that particular exam. Then
Correct.
how can we expect to gain some extra knowledge? That is very impossible. So
Right.
it is in the mindset of the student itself.
Hmm.
And recently we have gone to one particular college for providing them training, and they don't have Verilog language at all in their curriculum.
Oh.
So we have started them providing Verilog language, but they're not ready to listen that. So that will be the mindset of the students.
Why is it that students are not accepting that?
Like, they are final years and they want to be just passed out, and their mindset is okay, chelne do. After we will see, after we get
uh,
passed out, we will learn something, and we will get like that.
I believe that is carelessness, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, can't help it. If you know, if the student's mindset is like that, then we can't help it. How much how good the field is, or how much how good the pay package is. If the student himself or herself doesn't, do the hard work, then we can't expect anything, right?
And one more thing is like, in our libraries only, like we have a lot of books. Like for like let's say suppose for control systems, we have one famous book called, I don't exactly remember the Sudoku or something. It will be some thousand page Nagarkoni. Yeah, exactly, Nagarkoni. There will be one a very good textbook. It will be around 2000 pages, and in that particular 2000 pages, we will read at least the important concepts. That's it, which are needed for the
Yes.
exam.
Hmm.
So this is where I think we are lagging in that. We don't study what is exactly present in the textbook, or I think we don't have that much particular time for reading that particular thing. So
Hello.
am I audible?
Now you are audible. You were at this part. Books. We are lagging somewhere. You told that.
Exactly. So we have literally so much of information which is present or embedded in that particular book. But as a student, our mindset will be okay. We will study for that particular exam and we will get passed out and we will see later. So I
Mm-hmm.
think in the foundation, like we don't have a particular guidance to push us like to read that particular thing. I think there we are lagging, but not in our system. I think our system is correct only, in my opinion.
Okay, I see. So, you can treat this episode as, one step towards, fixing that foundation. So, if, things were in your hand, what would you suggest? Like, what kind of books, would we need to read, and what would be the way to actually, understand the concepts from the books? Because most of the times we tend to think that, if you're reading a book, it might get very complex and we just leave
Exactly.
the book right there.
So, if I have system in my hand, then I will simply first, let's say, suppose if we are going to start a concept of counters, right? So before going to start that particular lecture, I will tell them to, I will give a reference book like for counters, and I will give them the book, and I will tell them to just explore that, just see whatever which is present on that particular book related to counters. You can take help of anything. You can take AI, or you can take Google or something. You can take anything help, and you can just explore the things. And whenever we are teaching them, then they will get thousands of doubts, and the trainer or the lecturer will expect this particular doubts and interactions. So let's say if they are not expecting, or if they are not asking any doubts or something, then it will be literally a boredom for both of them. And the trainer mindset, like example me only, like how went to a college, as I've said previously. So they were sitting idle, like I was trying to explain frequency division concepts, and I'm trying to take them to another level, but they're sitting idly and seeing what is he talking about. Then immediately the thought which that came to my mind is, okay, okay, chelne do. What is that I'm struggling about? I will just deal with the basics, and I will complete this particular chapter, finish.
Hmm.
So it's all about the student mindset, I think.
I see. So again, I understand that students sometimes they most of the times are not attentive to the lectures whatever they are listening, because I do the same thing also. But again, uh, if I am reading a reference book, or the standard textbook we say, for example, digital electronics I am reading now. I am in 3-2. For me, digital electronics is completed, but I'm again going back to the basics, because that is what is the requirement for me as of now. So how would I read that? Because now I don't have any lectures in the college. I need to manage my college studies, my extra work, whatever I'm doing, plus improving the basics as well. So how would I do that?
So there are lot of and I don't recommend you to read the textbook right now. It should be done when you are studying, and when you have ample amount of time.
Hmm.
Now you are in a stage where you need to manage everything, and you need to prepare for your placements also.
Right.
Then in that particular phase, reading a textbook, if you have a time, is a good option. But if you don't have a time, then watching videos or watching some online lectures and making your own notes, it will be good enough, in my opinion. Like
Hmm.
there are a lot of channels, like can I shout out them?
Yeah, yeah, you can. Go
Niso
ahead.
Academy, and we have All About Electronics. These are very
Hmm.
good channels where they deal with the basics of digital design. They are very good channels, you can see.
Acha. Uh, okay, when we think about lectures as well, because why I'm speaking about this is because one day even I'll also be there, but there is a very high chance that someone who is listening to this is right now in the same situation, and he might be in the fourth year. Now he knows he needs to go in this field, but again, he needs to revisit all of them. So, online I see many these, gate one shot series on, YouTube, where, they deal with the concepts in one shot, or, each chapter in one video only. So do you recommend using that and, making your own notes, then, preparing for the interviews as well?
No, that is not recommended. Those are all for your competitive exam preparation or something. But from that, getting all the foundational knowledge and getting interview knowledge is not a good one, and it's not recommended one. I think from there you might gain or you might not gain. We cannot
Hmm.
guarantee from that. So try to explore the things like NPTL. So NPTL has a very in detail explanation. We everyone feel that NPTL is a bit lagging, and many people are not interested in those particular lectures. But actually speaking, NPTL provides a very good information, which are actually very good for students for performing in interviews.
Foundational basics, you mean, I guess.
Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly,
So NPTEL lectures and probably, few YouTube channels, as you named, who cover from the basics, like any subject, whatever you are speaking about, right?
exactly.
So that would
Yes,
be essential for, interviews point of view at least.
yes, exactly.
All right. So again, when we speak about, subjects, interviews, these things, especially, in the VLSI field, I have seen this trend of, coaching centers now. Yeah, this is the most interesting part. Because, what I have seen is we are paying engineering fees. Our parents, they manage our expenses for everything. Most of us are not earning at this stage. If someone is earning, good for them. They might, handle their own expenses. But, we are putting already this much pressure on our parents, for making our careers. Now, in this play, coaching centers come and they tell that, you enroll in our course for, some more than 50,000 rupees or something like that. And, we will give you the whole knowledge, whatever you need for VLSI. But when we see their profiles, the students who are passed out from everyone is with the same concept, same project as we spoke, right? So, what is the situation of the coaching center and is it useful or not? What is your opinion?
uh, Again, it comes to the mindset of students, and it depends upon the students. Like we will categorize the students, like we will categorize student A and student B. Let's say student A is very passionate about VLSI. He's he will give his everything for VLSI. He's ready to enter VLSI. So he has planned everything from the third year or fourth year, and he entered into some XYZ coaching institute, right? So there he will learn everything, and then there he will actively interact. That is very important, and
Mhm.
he will explore the things, explore new things apart from which he has learned in that particular coaching centers, right? So, and he will wait for 6 to 8 months patiently. Not only waiting, for example, if he has completed all his particular trainings, and he is ready for giving his interview, and let's say he has failed in interview one, then he will try to observe what he has done mistakes in that particular interview one, and using that particular drawbacks, he will learn from that particular setbacks, and in the interview two, he will try to improve his particular skill set. Like there are chances that after completing 5 to 6 interviews, definitely in seventh interview he will get into any particular industry, that for sure. And coming to student number B, like he joined that particular coaching institute due to because his friend also joined that particular training institute, or his someone has joined into that particular training institute, or let's say he has seen that particular advertisements, like you will get a 30 lpa, 50 lpa, 60 lpa job, and he has joined.
Hmm.
So that particular student mindset will be okay, this 6 months I will study whatever they have delivered, and after completing 6 months, in the sixth month, next day only I will get into the job. That will be the mindset of that student b. So he will not at all try to explore the other things. Like if we try to deliver him like UART protocol, if we are learning some I2C protocol, he will just go on and stick to that particular protocol. That's it. Like let's say suppose in EHB protocol, we have something known as incrementing and wrapping burst, and
Mhm.
generally we deal with wrapping four type of burst something. Okay, that's it. So in that particular protocol we have so many specifications, but student is not ready to learn all those specifications. He is only just stick to whatever the specifications they have teach. That's it. And what happens, all the resumes, like if 50 students are getting trained in a particular coaching institute, all the 50 resumes will have same protocol name. That's it. And the interviewer seeing, and he will definitely reject every resume. So this is what it is happening. And the student who is having other than this particular things, like extra things, they will definitely have some better chances.
Mhm.
And talking about the student B, who has completed 6 months of his training, he is expecting to get into a job. He will, like, let's say, suppose he has failed in interview number one.
Hmm.
Then, without revisiting or without looking into whatever the things he has failed in interview number one, he will just go on and attempt to interview number two.
Hmm.
And then after 3 months, he will get a call from his relative. Okay, beta, we have some reference in software company. Just go and shift. He will just shift. That's it. So I think it's depends upon the mindset of our, like how we are utilizing that particular training institute. Every training institute has skilled persons only. That's for sure. But how we are using that particular resources, that matters.
Mhm.
Because without having a skilled resources or skilled persons, they cannot run a training institute. It's impossible.
Hmm. Right. When we have mentioned a lot about the student mindset thing. What are the few things, which a student can do to, change this mindset? Because, a change can start from one. That one
Exactly.
person might inspire then other people. So on, the chain goes on then. So, yeah, what can be the ways through which, he can inspire other people and be on the
Like
path?
reading success stories, there are many people who has got success. Like in LinkedIn, I've seen a person, like he has applied to around 200 to 300 companies,
Hmm.
or I don't know whether 200 to 300 HRs or something. Like he has got his first job like with 20 LP in synopsis.
Right.
So, like reading and exploring the things and knowing the harsh reality, I think it will automatically change their mindset without
Mhm.
anyone giving their motivation.
Okay. Getting the reality check basically so that they become more serious.
Exactly.
Right, right. So, so if we say, coaching is not wrong, education, whatever the curriculum is, that is not wrong. It's a student's mindset that is wrong, right? That is what we are trying to, come out of the conclusion. That no, the students are not ready to try that much, that hard into this field.
And one more thing I wanted to add it over here. Yeah, there may be some drawbacks in the uh, educationals, like educational part, like your lecturer may not be up to that particular standard, or he might not actively get you interacted into that particular session. So there may be issues like that one also, but we
Hmm.
cannot do, or we cannot just able to replace that particular teacher or someone with another one. So we need to find some other resource person there.
Right. So basically, no one is going to save us. It is just us only who need to do the hard work and,
Exactly.
get out of that.
Exactly.
Again, I believe that stands true in the corporate world as well because, again, you need to prove your worth. You need to prove your skill that,
Exactly.
you are there fighting for yourself. The students have the mentality from here. That would be great in their careers.
Yeah.
Right. So again, what we expect, as students are, Everything needs to be spoon fed it to us that,
Yeah.
do this path, do this roadmap, you will be good to go in the job and etc. But no one wants to actually put in the hard work.
Yes,
So,
yes.
excuse me. So, how do you think, a critical thinking point of view? Let's think on that. That, in VLSI fields, because obviously the industry work is very much different than what we students expect it to be. Because we are not, it's not like software there where, you expect all the resources to be out for you. VLSI, the tools are expensive, and, there are many things, which companies try to protect, basically, their product which they're developing, or, etc. things. So, how important is critical thinking there in terms of VLSI field? Can you explain that if possible?
Yeah, that's the main problem actually. Like there are not many resources which are available. Like for software people, they have something. I think there is something known as lead code. So I
Hmm.
saw someone practicing them and something. But in VLSA side, actually speaking, yeah, exactly. We don't have that much exposure to all the practice things or what we need to do. And speaking about physical design or analog layout design, even they don't have open source tools also, like Cadence Virtuoso or some. Those are all paid tools. They need to pay for getting access to them.
I know, right.
So this is a setback which we can expect, and as I speak, like we may contact with some or we may try to explore some resources in LinkedIn, like exploring the interview questions. Like there are very good amount of resources which we have in LinkedIn also. Like people post like 100 interview questions or on a particular topic, or nowadays many people are posting. It's very good actually. So
Right.
people post their interview experiences on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
So from there we can try to filter out what are all the good questions, and if we note them and if we try to work on them, then I think it will be a useful thing.
Okay, so basically, to improve the thinking in terms of, the interview questions, we need to refer to the people, be active on LinkedIn, search for the people who are actually attending and posting
Exactly.
their journey, take their insights, work on them, and again, then we are good to go. That's it, right?
Exactly.
Hmm. But again, don't you think it's, a bit tedious process? Because again, as I told earlier as well, that, students are, this imposter syndrome. I don't know anything. Now I'm reaching out to this people. I'm seeing these questions. I don't know anything. There's, this whole lot of pressure on your mind that, I don't know anything, but I want to know everything. But, I don't know how to answer the question as well. How can, one get out of there, that
It
situation?
comes from the practice. Like starting, we don't know how to approach a person in LinkedIn and how to access a interview question or something. And if you try exploring something for more number of times, it might take time. But if you keep on doing that particular process, I think in that particular journey you will find your own way to get into this particular thing.
Hmm. I see. It's again relentless hard work, I think, right?
Exactly.
Mm. And passion for VLSI as well. If you don't have passion, then you will not survive for longer.
No.
Right. Okay, so since you're already working in the VLSI field, you transition from student, into a corporate employee. Which was, the most shocking factor for you in the VLSI field? Like, what is going on here? I don't know what I didn't, I wasn't ready for this. What was that moment for you?
uh, like I took trading in some trading institute, and I got job from that particular institute only. And when I have joined there, I was expecting my senior to come and explain me everything about the project, but that didn't happen. So
Okay.
he just gave me a book of specifications, and he told to me read that particular thing. I was like, what happened? Like he's not ready to explain anything, and we worked on hardware FPGA.
Okay.
So we don't know anything about FPGA because in our training or in our education, in our college, we don't have exposure to FPGA.
Hmm.
So
Right.
as soon as I saw that particular hardware, I don't know what to do with that hardware, how to connect that hardware, at least how to power on that hardware. I don't know anything.
Okay.
And then I have tried to consult many people on LinkedIn who are working on FPGA related domain, and I've talked with them and I've took their insights like how to work and how to explore the things. And then slowly, after reading some books on FPGA, there are literally many books on FPGA also. After reading
Hmm.
them and requesting my senior for multiple number of times, then I got to know that okay, how to at least work on that particular FPGA. Like as you have said previously, we were used to that particular spoon feeding,
Hmm.
and after entering into industry, people expect you to do things on your own and not exactly like everything spoon fed to you. So that is the thing which I have observed there.
Right. When I think about this situation, I feel that, technical knowledge is just one part of the game. Like, you have some sort of a technical knowledge also, you can get into the industry. But there is one thing which I feel that is much more important than that, and that is your soft skills, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people miss out on that. They try to read this concept, they try to get hold on, the technical knowledge they have, but miss out on communication part, like how you're with your not seniors probably, how you're with your colleagues, and how are you communicating about whatever work you're doing with the team, leadership skills and etc. So how can a student from his age develop that as well? Because since you're also working in a team, I believe that you have some experience you could share with the students as well.
Yeah. Uh, Actually, it's a very good question. So basically, many I've seen some people. They are very good at technical knowledge. They can explain everything more better than me. Uh, like let's say suppose if I want to if I ask them to explain a logic data type in system Verilog, so they can explain everything but in their native language. So the problem is that they cannot express themselves in English because we cannot expect that we are going to work in our native places. So people basically face problems in explaining the things and expressing themselves or explaining any technical concept. So I recommend them to practice it. Like we can have you can have a meet and you can turn on your camera and you can talk anything about anything. So that what happens is you can at least open up yourself and you can try to speak something. And I've also seen some videos like talking in front of mirror.
Hmm.
So that also I think you can improve your communication skills basically,
You're right.
and that really helps you when you are sitting in an interview and when you are facing any technical round. That really helps you.
Right. So if
and
you're yeah,
in
go
one
on.
of my friend and one of my friend who is working in some good MNC company,
Hmm.
he has got an opportunity after 6 months he has got an opportunity to speak about the project which he has worked on. So he was very nervous. Literally, he was very nervous, and he was ready to skip that particular session by
Oh,
keeping leave or something.
okay.
So feel it like an opportunity to open up yourself. Don't try to skip that particular opportunities. If you got if we try to give any student any opportunity, like when I'm teaching anyone, and if I randomly pick someone and come and teach something or give a presentation, people generally skip it. So don't try to skip that particular opportunities. It's a golden opportunity.
Hmm.
So it will first time you might fail, you might talk nothing or you might shiver. So basically that was happened to me when I was got an opportunity. I didn't skip it. I literally
Oh,
went on the board and I written everything, and then I realized that okay, I can better up myself, and then onwards I got improved.
hmm.
So I think if you got an opportunity as a student to speak up something or to give seminars or to give presentations, don't try to skip it. It may be worst or it may be very bad, but you will improve.
Hmm. Right. So if we were to divide, um, if there's 100% of a area that these are the key factors to get a successful job, or a job in the industry. How much percentage would you divide in technical skills and communication skills?
Technical skills will play definitely a major role. It will play a 60% role for getting your job, and 40% will be your communication skills. Like people are not expecting, or the interviewer is not expecting you as a English literature something. So he's not expecting you to be grammatically correct. He just expects you to deliver whatever you have in your mind. That is what they
Hmm.
are expecting. At
Right.
least if you're failing in that particular point, they will not come to know that okay, you are having any skill or not. If you cannot explain a simple term, then definitely they might think that okay, you're unfit for this.
Right. So we are into our closing part of the podcast. You could say, if you had 2 minutes or 1 minute with you to speak to every single student out there who is working in any domain, probably some people might be seeing just because of they know you or they know me as well, they are also working. So what would you suggest them, like general advice about the careers and etc. You have 1 minute, you could speak to every one of them. What would it be?
Okay. So I usually think like if I got a chance and if I got to access to a time machine, then I will go to my first year and I will
Hmm.
plan my life accordingly. So I will speak about that. So like if I got a time machine, then I will go to simply my BTech EC first year. Then I will try to first of all try to understand the semiconductor physics. So in EC we will have something known as semiconductor physics. Like
Yes.
we will generally ignore that because the faculty which we are going to get for that will be for us it was a senior most faculty we have got for that. So she was telling something on board and she was a senior faculty, so we cannot ask her anything.
Okay.
We were very nervous and we were very
Shy to ask questions.
shy to ask because people will think something about us. So I will definitely try to change that and I will try to ask her many n number of doubts regarding semiconductor physics because it is a base for everything
Hmm.
if you try to enter into VLSI. And in first year itself, I will not try to decide my career. I will just enjoy my life. I will not at all try to decide my career. Like, should I go to embedded or should I go to VLSI or should I go to software? Because nowadays in YouTube, they will literally brush up your mind, like enter into choose your domain in first year itself. No, just enjoy your life. Just enjoy your college. And after in second year, I will try to pass all the subjects and I will not try to keep any backlogs. That will be my main goal. And I will try to enjoy my life. And in second year, second sem, I will try to because there we will get exposure to what is digital design and what is network analysis, and we will get a simple understanding of what is what.
Hmm.
Then in the 3-1, then I will decide exactly where should I go, whether should I want to enter into embedded or whether should I want to enter into VLSI or IT, or whether I will leave everything and I will go to MS. So I will try to have a clarity in my 3-1 only because in fourth year or in your final year, if you get that particular clarity also, there will be a lot of pressure on your head. So in
Right.
third year only, I will decide and I will work on that particular thing. And as saying work on that particular thing, I'm not going to ignore other subjects which I've done. So with I've started my VLSI journey in third year itself, but I've ignored everything. Like I've ignored embedded systems and I've ignored all other subjects. I
Okay.
just focused on VLSI. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to have more concentration on VLSI. And in fourth year, I will be ready for my job. So I will
Hmm.
be ready for my job and I will ready for my internship actually. So from 3 to only I will prepare my resume. And most people generally skip this aptitude in or reasoning skills in your third year. So I will
Hmm.
try to just focus on and I will try to master that particular thing. And by fourth year, I will be ready to enter into my job. So that is the plan which I'm going to do if I'm going to have that particular opportunity.
Right. Understood. Thank you for your time, Gaurav. But
Yeah.
before parting, I have one question for you. Um, Now you said about the roadmap, right? So I had an instinctive question that if you could say, few important subjects that everyone, like whoever is entering the VLSI, whether it is the front end, back end, analog or digital side, what are these subjects, which are very important in the industry, like to understand the basics of how the actual technology is working? What would you tell about that?
Actually speaking, every subject is very important. This I have got understood from a recent project which I've done. So we
Yeah.
were doing some signal processing, Ethernet related thing. There we need to have some knowledge about some signals and systems, or I think it was about some Ethernet related protocol, something. So we have literally skipped, as I was said earlier, I was focusing upon only on VLSI. I literally skipped the Ethernet protocol, IEEE, all that
Hmm.
particular things. Then I came to know that okay, this subject also. And when I was working on that image processing project, which I got in my company, so then I came to know that okay, image processing is also very important. So
Oh
I
God.
recommend you to have at least all basic knowledge on whatever the subjects you have taught in your engineering, so that it might also help you when you have entered into your job. And
Hmm.
coming to cracking your interviews, yes, there are main subjects which you should focus upon in the fundamentals, and you should be strong in that particular thing. The very first one is digital design, DLD, or digital logic design. That is very important. And network theory is also very important, and CMOS fundamentals or CMOS design. So these three are all very important things you need to have.
Hmm. Right. All right then, Gaurav. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. I hope
Yeah,
this episode, whoever is seeing, is valuable to them. And do subscribe to Gaurav's channel. There, he teaches a lot of things, which many people skip out on. And it would be better, Gaurav, that if you could just give an introduction to your channel, probably here, just in a minute.
sure. So basically, I've started this channel which is known as All About VLSI when I was a student actually. So what during my training only I've started this particular channel, and what I've seen that we basically lag in that particular small minute things which we don't deal in the trainings. We basically skip them. So I started discussing those particular minute details, and now we have started teaching digital design, Verilog, all the front end related part. Like you can explore DV related roles, and we have also started this physical design course also. And in upcoming sessions, we are also going to start how to explore your FPGAs, how to design your FPGA, and how to integrate and that particular stuff. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Right. Thank you, people, for tuning in the episode. This is Gaurav, and that's
thank
it for the
you.
episode.